There's a reason people still quote, "Nobody puts baby in a corner," almost 4 decades later. Dirty Dancing wasn't supposed to be a hit. It was a low-budget film nobody in Hollywood believed in. But it became one of the most beloved movies of all time. Behind that summer romance, though, is a cast full of real triumphs, real heartbreak, and a few things you probably never knew. Let's go through them one by one. We have to start with Patrick Swayze as Johnny Castle. I think what made Johnny work wasn't just the dancing, it was that Swayze actually came from a dance background himself. His mother ran a dance studio in Houston, so this wasn't a Hollywood actor faking rhythm, it was in his blood. He co wrote and sang She's Like the Wind on the soundtrack, inspired by his real wife Lisa Niemi. In 2008, he was diagnosed with stage IV pancreatic cancer. What gets me is that he kept working anyway. He filmed an entire TV series, The Beast, while going through chemotherapy between takes. He passed away on September 2009 after a 20-month fight, at 57. I think that says everything about who he was as a person, not just an actor. Then there's Jennifer Grey as Baby Houseman. Here's something a lot of people don't realize. After this film made her America's sweetheart, she got a nose job, then a second one to fix the first, and it left her looking so different that photographers stopped recognizing her at premieres. She said in her memoir that she basically became invisible in Hollywood overnight. To me, that's one of the most brutal examples of how the industry treats women's appearances, because the same face that made her a star apparently wasn't enough once she was already famous. She's still alive today, 65 years old, and has spoken openly about how that decision changed the entire trajectory of her career.
Jerry Orbach played Jake Houseman, Baby's father. What's interesting is most people know him better from a completely different role, Detective Lenny Briscoe on Law and Order, a part he played for 12 seasons. What a lot of fans didn't know until after his death was he'd been privately battling prostate cancer for an entire decade before it became public. He kept working through all of it. He passed away on December 29, 2004 at 69, just 2 episodes into a new spin-off. I think there's something quietly impressive about an actor who fights something that long without making it anyone else's burden to carry. Cynthia Rhodes played Penny Johnny's dance partner. Her story took a direction I actually find pretty refreshing compared to most of Hollywood. She met musician Richard Marx on the set of another film in 1983, married him in 1989, and essentially chose to step away from acting entirely to raise their 3 sons. Her very last role came in 1991. I think it's rare to see someone walk away at the height of their recognizability and never look back. That's a decision most people in this industry don't get to make or don't choose to make, even when they can. She's alive today, out of the spotlight by her own choice. Jack Weston played Max Kellerman, the resort owner. This one hit me a bit while researching it. Weston had actually been fighting lymphoma for 6 years by the time Dirty Dancing came out, though almost nobody knew it at the time. He kept working through it, took on a role in Short Circuit 2 the following year, and passed away on May 3rd, 1996 at 71. I think it says something about that generation of character actors. They just kept showing up to work even while carrying something like that quietly in the background. Kelly Bishop played Marjorie Houseman, Baby's mother, and here's a detail I found genuinely interesting. She wasn't even the original choice for the role. She was cast in a smaller part until the original actress fell ill during the first week of filming, and Bishop stepped into the bigger role. Sometimes the biggest opportunities really do come from someone else's unlucky break. She went on to become widely known as Emily Gilmore on Gilmore Girls for 7 seasons and published a memoir in 2024. She's currently 82 years old, alive, and still working. And finally, Lonny Price as Neil Kellerman, the awkward grandson everyone loves to laugh at. I think his story is actually one of the most successful second act transformations on this list. He moved almost entirely into directing after this film won 2 Emmy Awards behind the camera and directed Glenn Close in the 2017 Broadway revival of Sunset Boulevard. In a strange full circle moment, he came back to direct a new stage musical adaptation of Dirty Dancing itself. He's currently 66 years old, alive, and still very active in theater.